software needs some work. Not that bad. Not that bad. How does the headset sound? This is actually the headset for the PS5 that I have. Yes, the music is on. Music is not off. Music is not off. So, part of the reason why let's say the price of XYZ drops to $7, I know literally a crime what they were doing. Remember Obama campaigned on why is everyone freaking out about this? But when all the deregulation happened in 2008, where they were purposely selling junk mortgages, chopping up those junk mortgages, and basically trying to turn them into treasury notes. Thank you, Xavier. And yes, Plant Lord, you could say the leads got exposed. So I have a layman's term so you can understand it even more. Let me move this over here. I'm shocked at how good this webcam looks. Pretty incredible, actually. Anyway, so let's read and have some fun. My editor actually found this, and it kind of summarizes what is going on. So here we go. And it's zooming out as I zoom in. That's cute. Okay, here we go. Turn on. We're oh, damn. Well, damn. Well, damn. We're going to hit over 1,000 against Robin. So we have a 30 seconds. Followers. That's so weird. I know at least one of my followers doesn't quite understand what is happening in the stock market right now, and that's enough to motivate me to explain because this is somewhat of a turning point in world history. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading. A short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately at its current price. Then you hope the stock's prices fall, that you can buy the stock back at a low. I was right, and return the shares you borrowed to your broker, but keeping the difference. So basically, you short a company that you know you think is going to go to shit, and you hope that the stock decreases and because you make the difference back. So if you sell a stock at 20, it comes back at 10, you profit at 10 bucks. The downside to shorting is that the short can go, if the stock price increases, you end up owing the difference. You don't make money, you lose money. And there's no cap to that. So if you sold a stock at 5 bucks a share and you're thinking that it's going to go down to $1 and instead it goes up to $2,000 a share, you need better have a bankruptcy lawyer ready. Okay? That's kind of super derp terms, but that's how I understand it. Okay? $2,000 a share, you need better have a bankruptcy lawyer ready. Okay? That's kind of super derp terms, but that's how I understand it. Hold on a second. Hi, Rich. There is a post from an alleged employee from Rumble that says the decision to block stop trades from these brokerage firms went up the chain all the way to the White House. I believe it. I believe it. That's they bought our government. Why is everyone freaking out about this? But when all the deregulation happened in 2008, where they were purposely selling junk mortgages, chopping up those junk mortgages, and basically trying to turn them into treasury notes. It wasn't treasury notes. I forgot exactly. I'm not a financial investor. I don't have a degree in finance, but so they would sell off this junk to what is that coming through? Sorry. Shamsa, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's only fair if I win. And no one batted an eye at that. And then after, basically they were committing crime. It was literally a crime what they were doing. Remember Obama campaigned on locking them up? I know this is fifth grade economics I'm speaking at right now, but it's the super Cliff Notes version. That's what started Occupy Wall Street. Not a single person that was involved in causing that crash, which they did commit a crime, went to prison. Nobody. So what happened with Wall Street Bets is not illegal at all. Oh, did you? Googlefish? Why don't I? Oh, Johnny's dick slap. Sorry. So anyway, let's keep going here. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading. Why am I reading it up there? I should read it down here. Hold on. First, you need to understand what a short is in trading, like I explained. A short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately at its current price. Then hope the stock price falls such that you can buy the stock back at a lower price and return shares you borrowed to your broker, but keeping the difference. Example, let's say I want to short XYZ, which has a current price of $10. I borrow one share and sell it immediately at $10. I have $10 now, but I owe my broker that one share I borrowed. Then let's say the price of XYZ drops to $7. I now decide to cover, buy it back, my short position, and buy one share at $7, and the return one borrowed share to my broker. I made 10 when I sold and only had to pay back 7 to my broker, so the profit is the $3 difference. What's up, Dreamcast guy? I see you. But now let's say that instead of XYZ price dropping to $7, it goes up to 15. I still need to return the one borrowed share to my broker, except now it's going to cost me a lot more to buy it back. If I buy it back at 15 so I can return the borrowed share, my losses will be the $5 difference between selling at 10 and rebuying at 15, so you're down $5. Since the price can raise indefinitely, my potential losses as a short seller are unlimited. That's why you're hearing about some of these firms potentially going bankrupt. There's no limit. There's no limit. At some point, I have to buy it back to return the shares I borrowed. The more the price rises, the bigger my losses. Now for GameStop. A few weeks ago, a Redditor on Wall Street Bets, which I'm now part of that group, and I'm also part of the group on Facebook, noticed that a hedge fund had taken a massive amount of short trades against GameStop. In case you couldn't hear me because of the way I spit off my mouth. Massive amount of shorts trades against GameStop. They convinced everyone, oh, I'm a painter. Had no pay stubs. They were selling mortgages. The banks so they were monitoring. What are you doing? Fuck them. And the White House is monitoring. What are you monitoring? On Washington, because they're like, hey, they're like basically cracking the whip on Washington because they're like, hey, we bought you. This is what we fucking bought you for, to protect fitting them. And they're like, for ages, but it benefited them. This isn't benefiting them. And they're like, hey, this to the masses. That's exactly what it is. Illegal, but they really just lost at their own game to the masses. That's exactly what it is. They've been manipulating the market. For ages, but it benefited them. This isn't benefiting them. And they're like, hey, they're like basically cracking the whip on Washington because they're like, hey, we bought you. This is what we fucking bought you for, to protect us from this shit. What are you doing? What are you doing? Fuck them. And the White House is monitoring. What are you monitoring? What's going on? What are you monitoring? Were you monitoring it back when they were selling mortgages? The banks, so there was the subprime mortgage boom. I worked in a subprime. I don't even know fucking how. I can't count to 10 with my fingers. But I worked at a place called Ames Home Loan. It's long gone. And I remember the guy wanted to get a mortgage. He wanted to buy a house. He's like, oh, I'm a painter. Had no pay stubs. Nothing to prove his income. Maybe I think he brought in his bank statement showing him putting money in. He could have put that in from getting crack. He was a crack dealer. Gave him a mortgage. Everybody. And so they would sell these high-risk junk mortgages. There's a video on YouTube I just watched by one of the videos. One of them, the best one I saw, was Joe Rogan had on a journalist on there who covered the 2008 financial crisis. No, it's not going to be my only stream, Danny. I'm going to get to all the other super chats, too. Actually, it's only fair if I win. Yes, Google official. Look at that. If they ask for a ballot and the Biden administration bails them out, they all need to be voted out. Yep. Let's see the Biden administration show their true colors. So no, Danny, it won't be. So they would give a mortgage to, if you had a pulse, you could get a fucking mortgage. Like basically, literally. Ames Home Loan, you had to show that you had money in your bank account, and that was really it. And that was all due to, it was illegal practices. And then they would take those high-risk junk loans, they would chop them up, they would put them in something that was secure as treasury bonds, So try to make them look like they had value, sell them off, and they would make money off these high-risk loans. I'm really oversimplifying it. It's a very, like the guy said, it's a very complicated mathematic process that they basically hid the fact that they were committing a fucking crime. But that's okay. That's okay. The Obama administration didn't put one of those fucks behind bars, even though he campaigned on the fact that he was going to put them behind bars, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. That's not a big deal. Average people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s speculating and actually literally doing nothing illegal. Now the White House is watching, even though they were asleep at the fucking wheel when their buddies in Wall Street were bankrupting the entire nation.